Welcome back to my videos. Oh my god, it feels like it's been so long since I've been gone from YouTube, but in reality, I was still filming everything that I was doing. I just didn't have the time to sit down and edit. And honestly, these past 2 weeks have been such a reclamation of my inner power, my inner strength, and kind of just tapping back into that, knowing that all of the dreams and aspirations that I once placed so far away from me were actually just a decision away from becoming my reality. And I've really just been stepping into that and kind of dismantling so many belief systems and fears and limiting judgments that I have. And it's been so beautiful to witness, and it's been such an enticing process. And I don't know, sharing pockets of it every now and then in this video, I feel like was very special and such a huge milestone for me. This was also a week that I started getting back into running, and damn, when I say this shit riles me up, it literally awakens every fiber of my being. And these are a few stretches that I do before I go into my runs, and this is definitely a practice that I know I will forever cherish, and I can say with confidence changed my life. I feel like puking. Not even from the run, from the flight. I just went on a cheeky little run, and I forgot how enjoyable that process is. I used to run a lot. Okay, not a lot, but let's say more often. And I remember it was like a really just good peak and confidence era in my body. And I stopped for a while. And now I ran back. And I realized why I never want to stop. Do you know what I mean? I just don't want to stop. Even though I just ran 2K, but that was enough to remind me that, like, I'm gonna go back to running. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I am such a firm believer when it comes to putting things on your skin and your body that the less is more. And so this is something that I've actually been experimenting for a while, and I stopped wearing any commercial deodorants, and I decided to make my own. And it was very simple. It required only 4 ingredients of shea butter, coconut oil, cornstarch, baking soda, and lavender essential oil. Refrigerated it, and now I use it on my skin, and it smells absolutely fantabulous. I feel like coming on here and kind of just like doing a little update with what's been happening, because like I'm editing my video right now, and this one, it's a bit complicated. I honestly don't know. I feel like I lost track. Maybe this is 2 weeks. I have no idea, but I just know that I have a goal of posting every week. But oh my god, this past month has been fucking crazy, and it feels like for the first time in a little while, I feel like, and I know I said this like 50 other times, but this one feels different. It feels like I'm waking up a little bit, and I'm like tweaking things, and I'm finding the rhythm. I think when you start something new, or at least for me, what I've realized, when I start something new, I give it my all, like my energy, my time, my focus, my everything, and it kind of becomes also like my identity at some point. So it kind of feels heavier than it's supposed to, and it feels like more of a burden than the whole purpose of why I started it. So I feel like now it's so much better. Like, I don't know, I'm so excited. There's so many things that I want to do and so many things that I want to film. But what I have learned is that I'm going to let that like soak in a little bit and take my time with it and not have to rush the process or not have to rush anything because, like, bro, the ideas are here. They're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to fly if I don't do them right now. And I think the more space that I give myself and allow myself to be in wherever I am, the more creativity flows in, you know? But if I feel like I put pressure on myself and I put the like, I want to do this, I need to do that, there's so many things I want to do, I just don't do anything. And I literally go into a rut and I'm like, I'm sad. I don't know what to do. Anyways, so, and I went on my first run today in like a while and whoo, I love runs. I feel like I want to make a whole episode on why I love running or just any physical activity in general that requires you to maintain and not even maintain, but to regulate your nervous system through your breath. So that's it. I'm going to continue editing and hopefully, like, my plan is to get this up today and it's supposed to be up today. But this one is going to be the next one, so whatever. Anyways, just a little update. Looking over to the left. Just went on my cheeky little run. And it's crazy because I feel like after putting myself in an intense like I feel like I have hyper awareness afterwards, literally like you're on ecstasy. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, this is such an era of self-confidence and literally just stepping into your self-confidence and owning that you deserve every single inch of feeling good. Because why not? It is crazy to me how I got so used to in this loop of like making myself feel like shit. Even when I think about it, most of the times when people ask me, like when I go out and people ask me like, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing okay. It's been up and down. It's been crazy. It doesn't have to be. It literally doesn't have to be. And I can just own feeling good. Like, I feel fucking good. I feel amazing. There's always a reason for you to not feel good. And I don't think that's a reason for you to stop you from feeling good. So, in the era of owning feeling good. And this guy, like, I'll flip the camera. Like, this video is more talking than anything else, but I don't care. It is so easy to live 24/7 in a state that something is lacking and that something has to be wrong and that there is always like, the more that you come into acceptance with the fact that there's always going to be something wrong, like there you can always find that the mind is so intelligent to the point where it can find wrong in anything. You can go to the Maldives and find something wrong over there. You can go to the most beautiful place on the planet and feel like there is something inherently wrong with that place. And I don't think that should take away from the beauty of anything. Because there's always going to be something wrong. I don't care, but do I want to live in that place? Do I want to live in a place where I'll always find something wrong? Like, no, I would rather just enjoy, man. I would rather just have fun. I would rather just play. I would rather just have fun. I'd rather feel good in my skin. I would rather feel good with the imperfections that I have. I don't care. I don't care. And I want to feel confident, and I want to feel 100% in my skin. Although I would say I am a pretty confident person and I am extroverted, there's still a lot of times where I feel like my mind gets the best of me. And the way to heal that is when I'm with people, but most of the time recently I've just haven't been around that many people, so I've just been bombarded with those thoughts and with those things in my head. And in my head I was like, and of course there was a part of me that would soothe that part, like, it's okay, when you go out back into the world, or when you travel, when you meet these people, you'll feel better. But I'm like, no, like, I also want to feel good when I'm alone. I also want to feel good. It's not about feeling good when I'm alone, because I love when I'm alone, but 90% of the time my mind tends to take over. So I'm really trying to find mediums and ways to channel that activity to somewhere else, and running is crazy because it makes me feel so good in my body, and it makes me feel so good in my mind, and it reminds me that I am capable and that I can do it, and that I don't have to feel like shit, man. I feel fucking amazing. It feels so good to be alive, and I want to cherish this place forever, every day, because why not? If you ever have a question why, rebuttal it by why not. Why not? Why not? Like, look at where I am in life. It's crazy. It's just so crazy to me that this over here is gonna control this. And I'm over it. I'm over it. I love it, but like, I'm over it. You know what I'm saying? Go for a run if you haven't. So, with starting new things and just being out there and requiring a lot of my brain to work and be creative and think of new ideas, I'm kind of just like, figuring my way out. I've been very peculiar about the things and the stuff that I do. So I've been having just an eye for detail, and recently it's been a little bit off. Okay, it's been a little bit off for me, like, okay, I feel off. And there's other areas of my life that I've started like focusing more on, and it required more of like my physical, like, body health, appearance, etc. And it's consumed a lot of my time, and I was like, okay, but this is crazy. Like, why am I dealing with this right now? So I'll deal with this, because when I heal from it, or when I'm finished with it, then I have to go back to filming and going on YouTube, or just like, filming parts of my day or whatever. And then a part of me realized that, like, it wasn't working. Like, I was still so hyper focused on that area and aspect of my life that I wasn't channeling it in my creative process. It was more of like my specific journey. And it made me realize that you can take your biggest quote unquote curse and use it to your blessing. What I mean by that, and I'm going to use my specific like situation and scenario to explain what I mean exactly by that is I realize I'm such a person that is attentive to detail. Like I am a nitpicker, I am a detail oriented person, not in the way where I choose to be detail oriented, but literally that's my nature. Like if you give me something, I will I don't, and I also don't like complication. So if something is too complicated, I will find a way to make it simple because I just don't like to deal with complication. And so I think the reason why I don't like to deal with complication is because I got so used to nitpicking and finding the root of everything. And specifically these past few days, I've been just over like analytical of like my body, what I'm eating and what's going on, and feeling like not comfortable and feeling like just all of these things. And I was like, that's crazy. Like I've thought like I was doing well with that aspect of my life. And it turns out it wasn't that I was dealing well with that aspect of my life. It's just that part of my brain, which is the analytical, the super like detail oriented, very descriptive, was just not being used in other places. So it was free to be used on my body and other things that are quite irrelevant in my life right now. And like, there is no reason for me to be nitpicking on it. It's just because my mind has free time to do it. And so that made me realize the point is not for you to like suppress that aspect and area of your life. Own it. I have a part of myself that likes details. I have a part of myself that is so freaking analytical and likes to look at everything in like super like detailed. And in some areas of my life, it doesn't serve me as much as I want it to, which is when it comes to like my body, or when it comes to just being super like aware of just small things that I'm doing, and like, you know, feeling the guilt and the shame, etc. All that. And I chose that, okay, I have that aspect of my life and I'm going to feed it. I'm going to give it its time by putting it into videos, putting it into my creative process, and like let me be more detailed in my videos, let me be more detailed in the editing process, let me be more detailed in the way that I speak. So to sum all of this up is that I realized like there is no reason for you to shame that and like deny that part that you have of yourself. See what use you can make of it. I think before I used to always hate the fact that I was very aware of details, like of my environment, of people's personalities. Like whenever I sit in a room, I feel like I'm very attuned to details. And that part of me exists and it's inside of me and it takes up a huge part of my psyche. And so instead of me saying, no, you're not allowed to be there, I'm going to give it its space and its little nurturing spot. And for me, that's going to be YouTube. And for me, that's going to be editing. And for me, that's going to be thinking in this process. And that's just what I wanted to share. So maybe if there's something in your life that you think that you're like, fuck, I wish I could change this about myself, and fuck, it's so apparent and I'm just not using it to my benefit, take it and alchemize it and see what you can use of it. And for me, this is what it is. This looks heavenly. Heavenly. How do I even... I don't remember the last time I made something that was good, to be honest. A 1,000 out of 10. Not even 10. Originally, I wanted to make these spring rolls, but I found out that today there was a national holiday, so I don't have any spring rolls. So for now, this is the situation. Now I'm eating. Alexa, set a timer for 1 minute.